coaching cues for the back squat. So the back squat is our first key performance lift. What this means is it's a lift you're going to see quite often throughout this phase of the program, and we're looking to enhance progressive overload throughout the whole phase. What that means is we're really trying to increase the stress on the body through this movement by adding weight to the bar each week. But before we think about that, let's make sure we're getting this movement correct. So if you've done this movement before and you may feel very confident and just want to crack on with it, I still recommend just listening to this video, listening to these little coaching cues I'm going to give you just to reinforce some correct positioning. If you're new to this movement, of course, definitely listen to this video, but also don't worry about thinking this is a very advanced exercise and you're going to be doing it wrong and everything like that. Listen to these coaching cues. If you do everything I'm going to say, you will be performing the lift safely and efficiently. So let's break it down. The first thing I want you to think about is having the bar chest height in the rack. So we've set up the rack so the bar rests there level with the chest. Okay, if we were too high, we're going to have to get on our tiptoes to get it, and it's a bit of extra work. Likewise, too low, it's going to be, a bit of wasted energy. So really, we want it about chest height. With that, the grip, we're looking at about shoulder width apart. Okay, so if you want to grab hold of the bar around shoulder width apart, you're then going to take a step forward, step underneath with both feet. Okay, not just one, we're looking for both feet underneath the bar, and then from there, of course, we stand up, one step back, and we're in position. In regards to the feet positioning, you want to be whatever's comfortable for you, basically. That's the short answer, because it's different for everyone. It's to do with your hip alignment and bone structure. So what I'd recommend to start with is have about hip width distance in between your feet, so that hip width apart. Toes are slightly pointing outwards. Okay, so toes slightly out, and with that our knees will follow that same direction, going slightly out. So once we're in our position where we feel comfortable with our feet, toes are slightly out, we're then going to think about getting tight. Now what I mean by getting tight is not for the elbows to be loose and flappy here, okay? We're going to get them nice and rigid. The chest is going to stay up to the mirror, facing forward, so we're not going to be arching down already. Chest is facing up. We're then going to think about taking a deep breath in, holding the breath as we tighten our elbows back, pushing the bar down. Imagine trying to break the bar in half. You're really trying to push down on that to create the tension. That's then going to activate the core, which will support the lift. So, our feet are hip width apart, toes are slightly out. We're nice and rigid up top here. We're nice and solid. Our back is tight, our chest is up, we're looking good. We can then think about creasing the hip as we flex our knees, lowering the weight as we come down, keeping the chest up towards the mirror. Exhale as you come to the top. So deep breath in. And relax. So again, a few very simple coaching cues at this stage. Just to highlight them again, we're looking for the bar to be chest height in the rack. We're looking for our grip to be around shoulder width apart. When we step back, we're looking for a comfortable stance, which is comfortable for you. I recommend starting off, say hip width apart, or slightly widen hip width apart, with your toes slightly out. Create that tension, elbows back, break the bar in half. Crease at the hip, flex at the knee, keeping that chest up. Exhale at the top. Okay, so bear those cues in mind, which will help your back squat week on week.